September 21 is set to be historic again, and not just to mark the declaration of martial law, isang malakihang protesta laban naman sa korupsyon ang magaganap. And we have one of the organizers on the phone now, Tindig Pilipinas co-convener Kiko Aquino. D, welcome back to Afternoon Delight. Mr. D.
Hi, Sir Lord, Ms. Pauline. Good afternoon again. Maraming salamat po sa lahat ng mga nanonood at nakikinig po ngayon.
Okay, so Kiko, thanks for joining us. Over the weekend, we did see Tindig Pilipinas as one of the groups that staged rallies about this anomalous flood control projects. At ang panawagan nyo nga is sana itong Independent Commission on Infrastructure ay magkaroon din ng malinis at maayos na investigasyon. And now that the composition of the ICI has been named, what do you make of it?
Just to clarify lang po, no? So I was part of a number of protest events po last week, pero yung inorganize po ng Tindig Pilipinas ay yung sa September 11 po, nung Thursday sa Edsa Shrine. And then yung sinamahan ko naman po noong Sabado ay this is an organic group called Kalayaan Kontra Korupsyon. This is a group of people na Panay College students. It's their first time to go out to rally, much less organize to rally. They just asked me to speak at the event po, and I was really inspired na by their initiative po. So I don't want to take credit for the rally on last Saturday. That was the success po of this new group, Kalayaan Kontra Korupsyon. That being said po, given the composition of the Independent Commission, I don't think we got everything we wanted po. What we'd want is sana may representasyon din po yung civil society sa ating Independent Commission, kasi nga sangkot yung executive branch, sangkot yung legislative branch. We would want fresh faces there po. That being said, I don't have any direct issue with any one of the members of the commission involved. So I think that's a decent first step, although not a perfect one. But I think the bigger question po is, will this commission have the necessary powers to compel the different agencies of government to submit information? And so the call of our group po sa Tindig Pilipinas, Siklab, and the broad groups of people engaging in protest right now are, we need Congress to pass laws to give this commission subpoena and contempt powers to make sure that the full truth will emerge from their investigation.
And Kiko, September 21 is set to be a historic day once again. Magkakaroon nga ng malawakang protesta. What can we expect on your end?
Well, so my group, Tindig Pilipinas, is part of a broader coalition called Simbahan at Komunidad Laban sa Katiwalian. This was established last year during the protests against charter change, and we are responding to the call of the church po, the church being led by Bishop Colin Bagaforo, for a protest at People Power Monument at around 1 o'clock po. We expect a big protest po, joined by the church and various civil society organizations sa People Power Monument. So, and we're inviting everyone to come out po. Our commitment po is to a peaceful protest. Our commitment is to the rule of law as written in the 1987 Constitution. We're simply calling for transparency. We're simply calling for action with respect to the anomalies on flood controls and other infrastructure projects.
Kiko, may mga nagsasabi na we are not exactly known for our very, very long attention span. Paano kaya natin o paano ninyo nakikita na, alam mo yun, ma-maintain yung intensity, yung energy ng pagtutol na ganito?
Well, Sir Lord, i-contest ko lang po yun ng konti, no? Kasi ako, ang modelo ko talaga ay yung nangyari noong PDASCAM, no? So ang tatlong politikong sangkot doon ay si Jinggoy Estrada, Bong Revilla at Juan Ponce Enrile. Nangyari po yun noong early 2010, no? Tapos nung nagpare-elect silang tatlo noong 2019, ano yung nangyari? Sinipa ng taong bayan si Juan Ponce Enrile, never na siyang nakabalik sa Senado. Si Jinggoy Estrada ay sinipa rin. Si Bong Revilla, ginapang lang ng Duterte administration dahil part siya ng admin slate. Noong 2022, ganong kwento din. Nakalusot si Jinggoy Estrada dahil ginapang siya ng Duterte-Marcos Unity Team. And then noong 2025, successfully po nating sinipa ulit si Bong Revilla. So nakakaalala po yung taong bayan kung naipakita na nangungurakot yung mga politiko natin at ginagawa natin yung tama tuwing halalan. Ang kailangan lang mangyari ay ilabas yung lahat ng ebidensya. So we really need the Independent Commission to have full powers to make sure all of the information comes out. Pero that being said po, parang I think we're in the middle of a moment po. Ang dami po nating nakikitang talagang organic, talagang genuine na galit tungo sa lahat ng mga nakikita nating, on the one hand, yung malalang flood kahit na sobrang laki ng budget ng flood controls, and on the other hand, yung talagang magarbong paggastos ng mga allegedly sangkot dito sa mga flood control issues. And yung grotesque na contrast na yun, talagang tumatatak ata sa taong bayan. So I think hindi yung emotion na yun, I think kung sa datos baka minsan we don't remember best, pero yung emotion na yun, I think hindi yan mawawala. And even after September 21, tuloy-tuloy pa rin po malamang ang magiging kilos protesta, lalo na kung wala po tayong nakitang effective actions from our independent commission.
Pumirit ng Pangulo na kung siya rin mismo,
hindi lang siya presidente.
Kung hindi lang daw siya presidente, sasama daw siya sa kilos protesta na yan. Mukhang confident ka na masusustain ito, Kiko. May video kami pinapanood, parang hindi ito yung typical na Kiko Aquino din na napapanood namin. Parang iba ang energy mo rito, Kiko.
Ay, sorry, hindi ko po alam kung ano po ang typical Kiko Aquino din, Sir Lord. Pero ako tumukutugon lang po tayo sa panahon na talagang galit, marami pong galit sa lipunan ngayon. At I think parang yun, to the extent na nakiisa po ako sa galit na yun. I think you would have seen nung dating sa impeachment ni VP Sara Duterte. Nilabas ko rin po yung galit na yun. Pero nakikisa din po tayo sa taong bayan sa galit na syempre sa ganitong panahon na ang dami pong tumitindig, ang dami pong nakikialam ulit sa politika na yun talaga yung gusto nating makita sa isang demokrasya. Kailangan po nating tapatan yung tapang ng ating mga kababayan. So definitely it's my honor to stand in solidarity with everyone po calling for accountability now. And just a quick comment din po, parang I think it's with respect to yung sinabi ni President Marcos na na gusto rin niyang sumama sa rally, siguro lang po I hope he doesn't take that to mean na hindi siya hiwalay siya sa pinag-uusapan. Wala pong sinasanto yung mga rallies na ito. We're asking for change within the context of the 1987 Constitution. Wala tayong hinihinging pagbabago ng rehimen, but definitely we would want to see concrete actions of the President. Kasi kami, mga taong bayan, ang kaya namin ay magprotesta. Pero bilang Presidente, he has the power to really end the story of corruption. And he's maybe delayed 3 years, pero yun, hope springs eternal, baka may mangyayari po ngayon.
Well, earlier, Kiko, you did mention nga na katuwang nyo ang simbahan, ang church sa protestang ito. But are there also efforts to consolidate itong mga pocket protests for a much bigger street action against corruption in government-funded projects? And I'm curious to know, what do you see as the end game here? Of course, accountability pinag-uusapan natin, but are you hopeful that there will actually be punishment, jail time for those involved, and restitution na rin?
Sige po. So, I guess it's two things, no? So, in terms of the different groups doing protests, again, talagang umaapaw yung galit ng taong bayan, no? So, you will see protests popping up all over Metro Manila, all over the country. I'm aware po na aside from other actions in Metro Manila, meron din po sa Cebu, meron din sa Negros, Bohol, CDO, a whole bunch of other places po. So, yun. Ang panawagan po sa taong bayan ay kung nararamdaman nyo po yung galit na nararamdaman ng marami sa atin, please come out, make your voices heard. But basta all forms of peaceful protest ay sinusuportahan po natin, and we're grateful to have the support of the church as well. Pero in terms of endgame po, I think marami pong may theories as far as kung ano yung pwede mangyari. Definitely, I think jail time, yung may ikulong sa wakas na hindi lang kontratista, pero yung mga masterminds na talagang kumukuha ng the mass majority of the profits from corruption. We'd want to see political personalities, yung mga guarded or parang mga matataas na tao. We want to see them suffer consequences as well. Pero ang para sa akin, Pauline, yung malakas talaga is the electoral sanction. Parang when the election in 2028 comes, when these people are forced to return to the Filipino people and ask them again for their mandate, we need to send a strong message na hindi, marangal na tao ang Pilipino. We reject all forms of corruption, and we reject it especially in our leaders.
Alright. Ang masaya niyan, pag sa 21, may mga dumating na PSG.
May
kasama na.
Kasama pala si Pangulo.
Okay. Maraming salamat. Thank you for talking to us. Ang Tindig Pilipinas Co-Convener, Kiko Aquino D. Thank you, Kiko.
Thanks,
Maraming salamat po, Sir Lord, Ms. Pauline. Thank you very much po.